Welcome back to the 10th episode of Church Culture Podcast. Woo. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you. You're too kind. Well, happy 4th of July, but I know when people are listening to this, it's way past that. Miracle. Listen to some country music. Eating some all-American beef hot dogs.
Used to be Bud Light, but something happened.
Yeah, someone messed that up. Anyway, welcome back, everybody, to the 10th episode. Pretty cool milestone for us because I can't believe we're going this long. But yeah, I mean, we're here.
What do y'all think of the past 10 episodes we've been doing?
I don't know. Every time I listen to them, I'm like, I hate myself. I hate hearing myself. I hate my voice. I wish I can do some robot voice or something, but
yeah. Or like the first 48, that deep undercover voice.
Oh, yeah.
Manuel, what you think?
All right.
Rib?
Excellent.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We might look back at these and say, what the hell are we doing? But time will tell, I guess. But for now, we have another topic on this 4th of July. Has the church or has Christianity gone soft? On aliens. No. But
which kind?
Ooh, that can be one of the subtopics.
There's different kinds.
There's illegal aliens. Extraterrestrial aliens.
Extraterrestrial.
Hey, we just got canceled already.
Oh, man.
What'd you say? They could do appointments now?
Yeah, there's this, for any illegals listening.
Run.
There's this.
I mean it.
So Joe Biden had Secretary Mayorkas, which is my boss, make an app called CBP1. So originally, TSA used CBP1 to check in the immigrants, put their face, match their ID, make sure they don't have any warrants, blah, 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 let them in. So now what you can do is from Honduras, get on CBP1. I will be crossing July 5th at 2 a.m. Appointment confirmed. Doop.
Wow.
Go in there, show up. All your documents are ready. All right, your court date is July 4th, 2028. Come back. I doubt they're coming back, but...
What's the court date for?
For their...
for illegally crossing?
Not for illegally crossing, because they're coming in claiming asylum. So that's their asylum court date.
Oh, to determine whether they can stay or not?
Yeah.
That's dumb.
And you know they're not coming back. Unlike you.
Photo report.
Who came in legally.
All right.
Y'all don't know Abraham is an illegal.
Former
illegal.
Allegedly. But yeah. Well, I mean, segue into the topic here.
But what do y'all think? Has the church gone soft in general? Like from the days of Jesus flipping tables to, oh no, I can't flip the table because so-and-so will get offended.
Yeah, I think that's it. People getting offended.
Yeah, that's why they don't preach conviction anymore. They just preach that it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Well, yes, but no.
Prosperity and hope. Gospel.
Yeah.
Joel Osteen. Sorry.
Oh, you saying that you had a cough there?
Yeah.
Should get that checked out.
But, yeah.
Well, I think the most, I think we were talking about before we started was that because I think you have a story, right? That's something that triggered this topic.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
So the past weekend, me and the Rib went to Houston.
Pork rib or beef rib?
Ooh, I don't know. Beef rib.
Yeah, those are better.
So me and the beef rib went to Houston.
100% beef.
100% beef.
All American?
No.
All American.
It's
Why
like
not?
90%.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you
I'm
are from
from
here.
here.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I don't have to fix your papers.
America.
But me and the 100% beef rib, American beef rib,
All American beef.
all American beef rib, went up to Houston to visit my old Houston people. And in the conversation we were having with my parents, she told us that one of the church members, she's serving, not in a big active role, but she just does the announcements, that she came out to be lesbian. So my question is the pastor still letting her serve? And the answer was yes. So I'm wondering, is he letting her serve because he doesn't want to offend her and he's taking the soft way out? Or what?
Is she publicly lesbian?
Yeah, I think she came out on social
On
media.
social media thing. Do you have her on there?
So the church knows it.
No, she followed me, but I didn't follow her back. After she tried to buy an 8-ball from me, no.
What?
Oh yeah, tell her
Busted.
tell them more about it. More about she's weird.
So this person is weird. I doubt this person will ever listen. But this person has apparently 2 JPs on her phone contacts.
Oh.
One is me. Another one is
Her dealer.
Is the dealer.
Ah.
So the first time she asked me, like, "Hey, I need I think like a gram of weed or something like that," and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
it?
Yeah, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm all out of stock."
She's going with it.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I realize it's the wrong JP." Blah blah blah. So.
Wow.
So the next time, months later, she texts me again. She's like, "Hey, I need stuff," and I'm like, "What you need?" And she's like, "I need an 8-ball of I think either meth or some hard narcotic." And I forgot what I said, but I sent a meme of a dog in a police hat saying "busted."
Ooh.
She never texted
And she
back.
never responded back.
Wow.
But yeah, that's that person. So that person just came out to be lesbian, and she was there on Sunday when we went to go visit the church.
She was? I didn't see.
Yeah, she was in the back. She's serving in slides now.
Oh, she got promoted.
Promoted, yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I think that's a failure on the leadership.
What should they do?
I think they didn't do enough. They missed the ball there because someone didn't know. Because if it's actually a Christian church, of course they're not supporting that behavior. So either somebody didn't preach that, or nobody got to know her enough to say, or to even like
No, she was feeling
like
that
get
way.
to know her. Yeah, someone dropped the ball there.
Well, she's been there for 2-3 years.
Has she ever mentioned this? Or your
No.
mom ever never heard this?
She's mentioned other struggles like mental health, that about using, narcotics, stuff like that. But this is like out of the blue type of thing.
So that means no one's been
No.
talking to her, ministering to her. Or
Someone dropped the ball.
someone should have known.
Yeah, I don't think it's much. I'm pretty sure she knows that that's not a Christian way of living, but she doesn't know. Well,
Wanna
because nobody told her that, she's still. That's why. And maybe, I mean, yeah, I guess we don't know, but maybe she did try to reach out and maybe see if someone can help her or something, and she got no help.
Let me see if I can follow her real quick. I want to see.
Stop.
Keep going, though. It might take a while.
Well, your mom did mention. I've never talked to her, but she mentioned that she's not mentally stable.
Yeah.
I don't know if that factors in, or if that matters, or it doesn't matter. She still made that choice.
Side topic, but this one really might get us canceled. Is homosexuality a mental illness?
Yes,
Why is that?
because
I mean, everything
It's
comes
not
from the
the norm.
mind.
it's not the norm.
So what do you got to say to people that say I was born like this?
Oh God, where's the verses?
Were you asleep? Were you dreaming of drinking a Bud Light or what?
No.
2 Bud Lights.
2 Bud Lights. One dude on each arm.
What was the question?
Ooh.
I'm telling you, we should make sound bites of Manuel. What's the question? I lost my brain. Or what else do you say?
Should make merch.
Oh, yeah. What's the question? I lost my brain. What else do you say, Manuel? I lost my train of thought.
There you go.
It's complicated. Y'all know more than me.
I actually would
sinners.
like a shirt. That's like kind of cool.
I w-
Yeah, I think someone failed that lady.
So what should the pastor have done
Or do.
or do after this
Obviously-
person
Well-
came out?
Has he talked to her?
I don't know.
Probably not.
He needs a meeting or something.
I would it's gonna suck because they failed her. Now I would say bring her down from any responsibilities, because it's like we're musicians, right? Whenever we get in trouble, we go to disciplina. So it's the same thing. You're gonna have to be in disciplina.
So let's say time goes on, the pastor doesn't do anything. You think it's because he doesn't know, or he's being scared to be
No.
canceled?
He has to know.
Well, no. Is it a famous church?
No.
No.
No, then I don't think it's that. It's more of they don't want to put in the work.
Or maybe he doesn't have a Facebook.
No, he's on social media. He follows me.
Maybe he simply
Oh.
just doesn't know what to do.
Then why is he the pastor?
I don't know.
Does being a pastor mean you have all the answers to everything? Like,
No, but you should at least try. And it should have never gotten to that point. If she's been there for 3 years and she still came out as lesbian, the church did something wrong.
what do you think went wrong though?
Nobody
Nobody talked
Nobody
to her.
talked to her. Nobody shared with her what to do and what not to do.
It sounds like she doesn't,
She doesn't have someone to talk to.
yeah, she doesn't have somebody close.
Yeah, close.
Because
like
she
a
did, she
leader.
would have said something to them.
Right.
A leader, yeah. Or mentor. Something.
It's going to be worse if she did have somebody and they let it happen. Because what's that verse, Manuel?
Or maybe she does.
It's better to tie yourself.
Oh.
I'll tie a rope with a stone around your neck and,
Yeah, and
get
jump
thrown
in
to
the-
the deepest
yeah.
part of the lake.
Than to
Hinder someone from going.
yeah, hinder somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. I know there's one for the children too. If anybody does something to the children, but I think there's that.
How old is the lady? 20s?
Late 20s, early 30s, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, someone dropped
Early
the ball.
20s.
No,
Yeah,
late
she's not old.
late 20s, early 30s.
Oh, okay. Because when you said lady, it made it seem like you're like 40 or something.
Well, I don't want to assume a lady at this point.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't want to get canceled.
Only if she came out like nothing happened, maybe they're not preaching against it or nothing. Because usually it's something like that would be like, it would be hard to come out. If you do, you won't even go to church, and it'll be like a struggle. But if you can easily say it and still go to church or something.
I'll be honest,
Okay.
that of all the, because I spent 2-3 years at that church myself, maybe a handful of sermons were real like convicting, like, oh, I need to really look within. But it was more, they felt more like Bible studies. You know?
I found the post.
You found it?
That's
Read
a
it.
long post. You want me to read it?
You want to read it?
Yeah, I'll cut it off. It's too crazy.
So, do you want to see the picture first? That's her. I just found it on Facebook. You didn't have to follow her.
Good. I didn't follow her.
Your mom does, so I just looked at your mom's friends list.
So after reading the post, I cut this out because I don't want to expose whoever this is. But
Mm-hmm.
after the post she put up about not transitioning, but coming out as lesbian, it's obviously it's obvious that the leadership there failed, because she mentions that the people that she's been hanging around with for these past couple of years have affirmed their favorite word, affirmed. They have affirmed her in her coming out. So that's a failure.
I'm looking. She got baptized earlier this year.
Someone messed up, because if it's what she's saying, that she had a group of people that she talked to, then they failed.
Mm-hmm.
What if that group of people wasn't in the church?
Then the church
Church
still
still
failed.
failed. Because then you need to approach people. You need to make sure they have relationship with somebody.
Yeah.
Fellowship. So
Yeah, that's horrible. And now it sucks because now that she's been to a church, and I guess she's gonna expect like friends that think like her, that these churches can accept people of that do that type of stuff.
Oh, she's 30.
I don't know. It could also mean that Because we saw a picture of her, and it could also mean that she tried the dating stuff, and she didn't find anybody, guy.
Maybe.
So she's like, well, I'm already getting older, so gotta try other
No,
ways.
but that's no excuse. It's like, look at you. You're not gonna be the quarterback for the other team.
Yeah.
Well, unless
Well, I think for women it's different because
Please
for
don't.
them,
if we see Bud Light in your room, we know it.
well, don't go in my room. Yeah, I think for women it's different because I think for them, I think they believe they have they have like this biological clock that no one's gonna want them after 30. So
Even if that was the case, and you go with the same gender, it's
I
yeah,
don't know. It's easier for a woman to get a guy than for a guy to get a woman.
true.
why is that?
It seems like there's more women than guys.
Is
There is.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like.
There's.
Yet the kitchens are empty.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I think they projected that like 46% of women will be single for the rest of their life because there's just way too many women,
Mm-hmm.
and this dating culture nowadays. It's sleep with as many people as you can, and because for women it's way easier, like Mania said.
I think they choose probably because they can easily get with any guy, but sometimes they choose. They don't want to just get with any guy either.
Yeah, and then
So
the
they
guy
would
that
put
they
him
do choose treats them horribly because the guy has a pick of the girls that are after him. And so once he realizes that he can pick anybody, he can treat them however he wants. So these girls that think they got him because they slept with him one time, like, oh, okay, I can get this type of guy, but then little do they know they just throw him away or push him to the side. And now they're all sad and lonely because the guy that they thought liked them rejected him. And now they can't come off from going after a guy like that person, so they don't want to settle for anything less. And so that probably, I'm not saying that's the reason why, but that could be one of the reasons why women choose to go be with women because they're done with dating guys.
Men are trash.
Ooh.
That's what they say.
They
Ooh.
they say
They them.
they them. Yeah. Speaking of they them, what was it? You who sent me a TikTok, or I think my mom or somebody sent a
I
TikTok,
don't have TikTok.
or it was somebody, or it was you.
I don't
sent
have
me.
that Chinese spy.
Exactly.
It was like a reel or something that people are like, oh, go by, your they them, what's another one?
What do you mean?
Go by your pronouns, and they reference the story of the guy with the legion of or with the guys like, I am, we are legion, for we are many.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're like, it's funny that the demons identify as they them.
Oh, that's right. Well, I didn't say that, but I know what you're saying. I've seen that before. That the Bible says, in the Bible, the demons always refer to themselves as they, them, those type of pronouns and stuff. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's funny how that's so, how you see that in today's culture, like the pronoun brigade. Yeah. So poor lady, I mean, she somebody failed her. And it sucks because now they're going to have to answer to God because she was put there to be helped. But I mean, I don't think her story is the only one like that. I think churches all around the country and the world are putting up with people's decisions to go live that type of lifestyle, and they're letting them come to church, which is fine, but they're not telling them that they're doing wrong, which is what the church is supposed to do.
But they don't want to sound too culty.
Yeah, well, I mean,
we were listening to this. Well, I was. She wasn't listening to this podcast. Like, I don't know if you heard of KB, Southside Rabbi.
no.
It's really good. It's like Bible meets Hood in
Okay.
one, and it's really awesome. But they were
Love you, God.
Jesus Christ. But he was talking about how he was like, KB was under fire because he's like, there's one thing that God couldn't do. He's like, he couldn't God couldn't figure out a way to share the gospel or to share the correct way of living without offending somebody. And KB was like, if you can figure it out without offending somebody, you just did something that God couldn't do. Because God
Damn.
didn't come to please you. God came to preach to you. And if
Save
that,
you.
to save you. Now, if that offended you, he wasn't going to stop. He's like, oh, I'm not going to talk to Abraham about this because that's going to offend him. He didn't care.
Yeah.
He went straight for it.
Yeah, it's like that other verse when he, remember what they talked to him after he fed them, and then he's talking about how hard it's gonna be, and then he tells them leave. Well, if y'all don't wanna none of this, leave. And then he also tells his disciples, if y'all don't want none of this, just leave. And then Peter says, well, God, there's no one like you that something. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that verse.
I think that's what's going on in the church today is that they haven't figured out a way to preach the gospel without offending them, so they just simply stop preaching the gospel.
Damn, that's crazy. That's so true though, but I think because Jesus came in a time where it was a battle between the what is it, the Pharisees? No,
Yeah.
The Sadducees.
The Sadducees,
Yeah.
the religious
and
people.
and the people. It's like it was such a contrast, right? Because they thought they were all that, and they read their Bible, and they looked like they were fasting, and like just public facing. They seemed like they were doing everything, and then Jesus comes and then just calls them out, and he hangs out with all the sinners supposedly,
Mm-hmm.
and not with the Pharisees.
Well, I don't think he was like hanging out, participating with them, but he was just talking to them.
Yeah.
Which I think the
hanging out
other
was
people
bad.
didn't even want to do that, because you see the Jewish people at that point, there was so much in them like, oh, they're beneath us. Or
Right,
all that,
right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like God was participating with them. It was more like he was just talking to them like normal people, and everybody else was just like, we can't even talk to them. We can't even. They're like untouchables.
Right.
You know, we're
Yeah.
God's people. You know, who do you think you are? And I think God was just being. He wasn't even doing nothing. He was just being humble as just talking to them.
Yeah.
And they saw that like he was hanging out with them, but no, he was just, you know, I'm pretty sure he was just talking to them, being, you know, see how they were.
Yeah. When also, I mean, the Pharisees also thought that the Savior would come as a king and not like a peasant carpenter.
Yeah.
That's
And
why they
so,
mocked him. That's why they put that on the cross.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
King of the Jews.
The crown.
Yeah, and so I think his nature was not to offend. It was just telling the truth because he's trying to save you.
And the truth will, if it's the truth, will offend you.
Yeah, the truth will. So I don't think
But
it was
set
his
you free.
intention
Yeah.
to offend. It's just the nature of the truth.
Yeah. That's what KB was trying to get at. He's like, if you can somehow find a way to preach the true undoctored gospel without offending somebody, you did something Jesus couldn't do.
Yeah, but it just sucks because you're gonna offend somebody.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's gonna. I mean, if Jesus couldn't do it, then I don't really think anybody can.
Yeah. I mean, look at the way Paul describes it. Like, how does he say he pierced the heart? The
Yeah.
word pierced the heart. That's probably another way of saying it offended him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because it has to cut through your defenses and your beliefs, your self-belief, your habits, your what you do in a daily basis. That if someone tries to tell you you're doing wrong, well, what the hell? How dare you? You know.
So why do you think the church has opted out of preaching the true gospel and has gone into preaching I guess prosperity gospel, but more everything's gonna be all right.
Well,
You know,
it can be two
stuff like that.
things. It's either they don't want to be canceled, because that's a newer thing in this day and age, because everybody's trying to cancel people. But it also could mean that they just want people to stay.
Yeah. Attendance.
Yeah, they need people.
Diezmos.
So at that point, is it a motivational speaking club or is
That's
it
what
a
it sounds
church?
like. Yeah. Motivation.
Yeah, it's more that now to get people to stay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a
Especially if you say, today is the start of a new 14 series preaching. Like, well, now I got to stay for
Yeah.
14 more Sundays.
So instead of a church, it's more of a motivational speaker with worship music before it.
Yeah, it's a concert with a motivational speaker.
Hmm.
It's no more people coming hurt because they are.
It's not a hospital anymore.
Yeah, it's not a hospital
It's a
anymore.
club.
It's a club.
Where do you think the
gathering.
church went wrong?
Social gathering. Huh?
Where do you think the church went wrong?
There, right there.
No, but at what point? Because I mean, I wasn't.
When it became more about the business than actually
The soul.
helping people. Yeah, the soul.
More about the people.
I
than
think the
soul.
Billy Graham Crusades were probably the last, like, true, it's about the soul type of thing.
Gigi Avila too
Yeah.
for the Mexican.
I mean, you could also say
Cash Luna.
it's from
Oh,
the.
that one.
Well, remember that Duggar series you guys watched?
Yeah.
It could also be that those preachers that try to get people in a cult and then they have them, and
I
they're
did agree on them on one thing, though.
what?
That the women spoke to the men, yes, my lord.
No,
No, my lord.
I mean a clock is right twice. A
Go
broken
find
clock
one
is
of
right
them
twice a
then.
day.
You're not gonna find it here.
Like Sarah did to Abraham. Is that what you're talking about? When he called her my lord
Exactly.
to his wife.
That's right,
I mean to her,
Wow.
her husband.
says the Lord.
It says a
But it's cook king, not cook queen. Cooking, cooking. Like it's king in the cooking.
Yeah.
He's
He's
gotta
gotta
do
do
it
it.
for the king.
Cooking for the king.
No. Cállate.
typical women looking into things they shouldn't.
Yeah,
You're the one that told me.
translating things how they want.
Just like the Pharisees.
Yeah. The last time they did that, they got us into this whole mess with
Yeah.
that apple.
Mm-hmm. Try the apple, they said. It'll be good.
It's another pod.
Mm-hmm.
Take your talents to the kitchen.
To the kitchen. Go make more chili dogs. Beef rib.
All American.
All American beef rib.
But yeah, what do you think, man? Do you think the church has gotten soft? How have you seen it go soft?
I haven't really paid attention everywhere else, but I know everybody probably. Well, yeah, it's hard to tell because I'm not like where you are at different places, so I can't. And the things that I listen to is usually things that I know, people that I know are. You know, I don't go through every single one, so I can't tell you exactly where they're going soft. But are they? Yeah. Are we all as a species? Yeah, I guess. Is it a first world thing? Maybe. Like always, it's always this. When you have everything, seems more easier than other places. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting because we have everything, so we have nothing to complain about. So we got to find something to complain about.
Probably we're just looking for that. We got everything except for what we need to get. So we try to find a substitute for it, and that's a substitute, or I don't know.
Well, what do you think about the church allowing things just because they want more people, or
Well,
because
I think it just depends on the pastor. Because some are gonna. It just depends on what they're doing. Because some are probably, they kind of look the same, but you got to see what their intentions are. Maybe this pastor, his intention, he doesn't care. This other pastor,
because there's
he's worried
churches
about
in
money.
every street corner.
yeah.
So how do you pick one, or how do you know to go to one, or how do you know which one is following the Bible, or which ones are manipulating the Bible to just get people to go to the church?
I guess you gotta go and check it. I guess.
I think the only way you'll find out is getting in the nitty gritty of it. It's the only way.
There's gonna be a difference, so there's gonna be, you gotta see who's following, and of course there's gonna be mess ups. So you can't, there's gonna be a difference between mess ups and if they're teaching you wrong. So you know what I mean. You can't you can't be looking for the perfect church because you're not gonna find that. But you're gonna find something that's close enough.
Would you say it's harder now to find that because there's so many churches? Not
Maybe.
perfect, not a perfect church, but one that at least follows the Bible, like the way it's supposed to, not use it to their own gain. Like how do you not get caught up in a cult?
Attend
guess that's-
bedside Baptist.
That's when discernment comes in. You gotta have.
That's right.
You gotta know.
Discernment and,
Yeah.
spending more time with God and with the Word and knowing what's real and what's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think the problem is a lot of people, they're trying to go to those churches because they want everything handed them to you. So that's pretty much when you're not even doing anything on your part. You just want to go somewhere just to go somewhere, or you want something to get out of it instead of you like, I'm gonna go someplace, but I'm gonna be praying. I'm gonna be studying the word. But a lot of times they don't. They just want to go somewhere.
Give me, give me, give me my blessing. Give me the word.
Yeah.
Give me, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna come every Sunday so you can give me.
Play the songs I like.
Yeah, but they're not doing nothing at home.
Right.
It's like that saying when what was it where that guy was saying, oh, this stuff at church is happening, this and that, or whatever, and then the pastor was like, okay, I'm gonna give you a glass of water, I'm gonna fill it to the top. He goes, walk around like he was saying, pay attention to me and walk around with it without spilling things, and something like that. I'm getting it wrong. Y'all probably heard of it. And then he was walking, and he was spilling things because he wasn't paying attention to the cup. He was just paying attention to everything around. But then he told him, fill it up again, but now just don't pay attention to us, pay attention to that.
Well, no, so he kept on spilling it because he wasn't paying attention to the cup,
Yeah.
because he's paying attention to everything else. But then he said, okay, so now fill it up again because you dropped some, and then just focus on not dropping anything
Yeah.
and walk around. And then he kept bumping into things which still spilled.
No, he wasn't bumping into things. He was just paying attention what he was doing. Like, pay attention where you're walking and where you're and he wasn't spilling it. And then eventually he says, why didn't you spill anything? Because I wasn't focused about anybody else or anything else. I was just focused on my task.
Yeah.
Meaning that the same thing at the church. He was focused about everything else going on instead of his own life.
Right.
But it's a give and take.
And it sucks too, because I think pastors that are barely starting out have to focus on everything. They don't have enough people to delegate.
I'm not saying that about the pastor. I'm saying about the individual.
Oh.
That they're always focused on everything else instead of their own lives. And it still sounds wrong. Like, I'm not explaining it right. Because it feels like I'm trying to say something else and I'm not trying to say that.
No, but I guess it kind of makes sense, but you still need forget what I was gonna say.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it and it just sounds like I'm trying to say something else and I'm not. I can't explain it right.
Yeah, but yeah, how else do you think the church is going soft? Christianity is going soft.
Maybe there's rebellious, like what is this? Isaiah chapter 30, verse 9.
Now go and write down these words. Write them in a book. They will stand until the end of time as a witness that these people are stubborn rebels who refuse to pay attention to the Lord's instructions. They tell the seers, stop seeing visions. They tell the prophets, don't tell us what is right. Tell us nice things. Tell us lies. Forget all this gloom. Get off your narrow path. Stop telling us about your Holy One of Israel. This is the reply of the Holy One, Israel. Because you despise what I tell you and trust instead in oppression and lies, calamity will come upon you suddenly, like a bulging wall that bursts and falls. In an instant it will collapse and come crashing down. You will be smashed like a piece of pottery, shattered so completely that there won't be a piece big enough to carry coals from a fireplace or a little water from the well.
I think that's what Isaiah's talking to them right before the Babylon came over or something. Well, before Babylon took them over.
Yeah.
It just sounded familiar.
So you think because people are just wanting to hear something positive, which is
What this is that at the end, like in Matthew and all those, or the New Testament talks about that they just want to. There's gonna be false prophets, and they're gonna talk about what people want to hear, itchy their ears. They're gonna be itchy. They're gonna be hungry, but they're not gonna withstand the word of God. They're gonna want something else.
Because people don't want to hear what they're doing wrong anymore.
Yeah.
they just want to know that everything's gonna be okay.
Which it's true at the end of the day if you follow God, but
It's not going to be easy.
every believer knows that once you accept Christ, it's a fight. I mean, look what Paul said. He said, I fought the good fight for a reason.
Well, I think this generation or in these times, people want an excuse to keep on doing what they're doing, but still tell them it's gonna be okay.
Keep smoking that weed. It's going to be fine. It's going to be all right.
Yeah, keep sleeping around, keep cheating at your job, stealing, doing whatever you're doing that you know is wrong because you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you come to church, because you want them to tell you it's going to be okay.
And then when it catches up to them, he said everything's gonna be okay. And then they start getting resentment for the church and for God. And
Or they tell them, oh, if you sin, oh, just ask for forgiveness. But
Mhm.
how many
Say this
times do you do
prayer.
that?
Yeah.
You can't just keep doing that.
it's like if I slap Steph upside the head, be like, sorry. She's like, it's okay. And I keep doing it 10 more times. She's gonna get tired of it at some point.
Yeah.
She's gonna go get that big old revolver in the closet.
I don't think you'll survive the second one.
Probably not.
She has a gun.
I know. But by the time she loads it and
Pew, pew.
knows how to use it,
Hey, the revolver's heavy enough. I could just hit you with it.
her John Wayne revolver.
For real.
Feeling lucky.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think it comes down to nobody wants to be told what they're doing wrong. Like when it comes to like social issues and stuff. Like when the abortion thing came out, everyone's like, "Woo, yeah, abortion's gone." But how many of those people are actually going to go in and help out the women that their last choice is abortion? You know what I mean? Don't tell that to a Christian because they're going to get offended.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then they're going to condemn them. Oh, why'd you get pregnant? Bro.
But I think those types of issues, it's the people on the extremes of both sides. They just want to go against each other, and whenever something works out in their favor, it's just to stick it to the other side.
Mhm.
It's not because they want to genuinely help. People in the middle, yeah, they still think it's wrong, and if they get that victory, like overturning Roe v. Wade, whatever, it's for them. It's okay, great. Now we can work with people and let them know that it's gonna be okay, and then we can help them, and we're here for them. But on the extreme side, it's like, oh yeah, we got one on you, and that's it.
But at what cost, though?
Yeah,
You may have gotten one, but then you're not out living the purpose and preaching the true gospel.
yeah.
You know, you're playing church at that point. And what happens to people that play church?
They get got.
They get got. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the church is too soft nowadays. But it sucks because you're either too soft or you're a cult.
There's no in the middle anymore.
And no one wants to be in the middle because it's not profitable,
Mm.
which
No.
sucks because you're not supposed to be profitable. I know, I understand that you have to keep the lights on, whatever, but why does it matter that you have a building if you're just gonna lose your soul?
Or a tent.
Or you can be in a tent and lose your soul.
Yeah, it's all about the people. Without the people, you don't have a church, and it sucks because it doesn't suck. It's the responsibility of the leadership, the pastors, to make disciples of those people and help them along. That's their burden. Too bad.
They chose it. Or God told
They
them to.
accepted it.
Yeah, there you go.
You have to. And so it sucks with this lady who felt the need to play for the other team because somebody in the church failed. And that sucks because that means people aren't doing the job. People are complacent. People are comfortable. They don't like confrontation, so they're not gonna bother in helping this girl because it's too controversial. What if she attacks me or talks bad about me,
Or the church.
what if the church tells me I can't be a leader anymore, or they take away my position?
No, they're just thinking of themselves.
Yeah. Selfish people.
Can the church change?
Of course.
How?
Miracle.
You can't force them.
No, you have to drain the swamp.
No, but like not just that church, but the whole church in general. From like, can they go back to the middle? Can they leave their softness ways? Is it possible in this day and age?
I'm pretty sure, but it's not going to be popular because of social media and stuff, how you can reach people from all over just by a post. I mean, you can do it because you feel the need to, and it's great, but it's not going to be a popular thing. But at least you'll know that you'll only get genuine people, because if they can see it with it, like if you're preaching a message about repentance and you're doing something and you need to repent, The people that actually come is because, like you said, you pierce their heart enough for them to say, you know what, I am doing wrong. I need to change. And then hopefully with that, they can say, you know what, I think I can help other people. And that's when they'll join that same cause. But the thing that sucks is they have to be consistent. Because if not, then it's just going to be some other church. And you can't give in to the societal pressures of the church needing to be accepting of everybody just because. No, it has to be biblical perspectives, biblical teachings. And if that doesn't align with your personal habits or the lifestyle that you have, then it's not for you. And hopefully, if you still want to change, if you feel inside, that's the issue too. The people don't think they're doing wrong. They think whatever their lifestyle is fine, and they can still go to church, which they can, but they think they can still be okay with living that lifestyle and going to church. Yeah, but you can't, man. It's like there could still be churches. I'm pretty sure there are still churches that preach that kind of, you need to repent gospel, and it doesn't matter who you hurt, whose feelings you hurt, as long as it is what it is.
What do you think would have happened if Jesus folded to people's feelings and to the way society was back then? What do you think would have happened?
Then God wouldn't have used him.
No,
Yeah.
but what do you think really would have happened if God cared about our feelings? Like, let's say back in the day when he sent Jesus, how, they didn't like him. Let's say God was like, you know what, Jesus, no, don't do that. They don't like you. Just live your life out. If they would have liked you, then yeah, die for them.
But who's telling them this? God or
God?
people?
God himself. Like, let's say if God, when he came down, was actually, was mindful of their feelings or mindful of the way society was.
No, because I think the reason why Jesus showed up is because people were in their feelings. Jesus came to snap them out of it. There's no way that God says, you know what? That's the same thing as saying, oh, they're fine. They're doing fine. You just need to go there and die for their sins so that they can keep on sinning. Yeah, that's not the purpose. He wouldn't do that. I don't think God cares about your feelings, really.
Cares about your soul.
Yeah.
Because feelings can change.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The morning you can be happy, but at night you can be
That's right.
depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, happiness is fleeting.
And I guess it's easier for him because
Find the joy.
he knows your heart, and we can't.
Yeah,
He knows your intentions, we can't.
true. Yeah, this world doesn't need any more people understanding their feelings. It's about time they realize that this is more than just a feeling. It's their lives. It's their soul.
Yeah, like they gotta stop saying, "Oh, from the heart, I feel it in the heart." No,
Yeah.
What
your
the-
heart's deceiving.
Yeah.
Isn't there a verse for that?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a verse.
Yeah, like
Proverbs somewhere.
yeah, somewhere.
It's funny because you say that because every video you see now of people talking, well, I feel.
You gotta follow your heart.
Mhm.
Ugh.
And what do you know?
The heart is deceitful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all about feeling, and I think the church is falling into that trap as well. They consider people's feelings because they don't want the rejection, or not rejection, but they don't want the confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
They want people to keep coming back. Here's some coffee. Here's a latte. Here's some donuts.
Where's your tie?
We love gay people.
What you do?
Love God, love people.
There you go.
But they twist that into their own.
But it's like you gotta
Message.
have a target audience. You can't just.
Well, God does love them, but they gotta change like anybody else.
Yeah.
So he died for everybody, but
Yeah, but it's so ambiguous to say we love gay people. That means you're accepting them.
yeah, you gotta say it, but saying it in a
It's
different
love
way.
the person, hate the sin.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
this common misconception that most churches say, everybody's a child of God.
Nope.
Nope, you're not a child of God until you repent.
Right. You were created by God.
And if you're not a child of God, you're a child of what?
Yeah,
The devil.
Yeah, there's only two teams.
What is that? John, look it up, man. Was it John 8:44? You are of the child of your father, the devil, or something like that.
John, what?
I think it's 844.
You need new sound bites.
No.
We need more listeners.
Well, actually, I can make 2 pages.
What's the other page?
There's nothing because it was like a software update.
Oh,
You belong to your father, the devil, and you want to carry out your father's desire. He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him.
not holding to the what?
What?
To the truth.
To the
Yeah.
what?
Not holding to the truth.
Not holding to the truth. That's what people don't like. Hold to the truth.
What is the truth? I have my truth.
Yeah, it's my truth.
Oh God.
Go to that verse. I am the way, the truth, and the life. There's only one truth, guys. Only one truth. We may have our own beliefs, but there's only one truth.
Well, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual.
I know a lot of spiritual people.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it goes back down to the churches are trying to bring more people in, more attendance. More attendance equals more tithes. More tithes equal 1, more salaries for the staff, and 2, more tithes equal bigger budgets for the worship team. And that's the churches.
I wish.
Well, for the bigger churches.
You get a budget?
I know.
Fool, you are the budget. Because of you, we have a budget.
There you go.
But that's one of the main ways of getting profit. And now every go on Apple Music, every church in the mama now has an album. Everybody. It's not just Hillsong and Bethel dominating. Everyone is starting to release an album.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Bring in money. So in
Money
order
speaks.
money speaks. In order to have people in, they're like, they're the homosexuals are a child of God. They can be a child of God, but they haven't repented yet.
Yeah.
Because, as the verse says, they're not holding on to the truth. They don't want to admit it.
So yeah, I mean the church is going soft. Has been going soft for a while now. So it just sucks that we now see more and more examples of these things going on, and I don't think it's gonna stop.
You think it's going to get worse?
Yeah,
Sodom and Gomorrah?
I
worse?
think we're gonna live to see churches, if they're not already doing it, we're gonna live to see churches being sponsored by companies.
Like the church or...
The worship team brought to you by.
Oh, okay. Because they
Bud
already,
Light.
they already have events that are being sponsored by companies.
Yeah. Yeah, but now it's gonna be the church.
No, the service in general, yeah.
It's time for the offering, but first here's a word from our sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit sounds pretty good. I didn't even
Bitcoin.
think about that.
What?
What you're talking about? That sounds like it's doable.
Like a good thing?
No, not a good thing. I'm just saying it.
Oh, that it's
Sounds
gonna happen?
Like it sounds like.
Like
yeah.
it's gonna, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. And whoever sees it first, I'm gonna send us a video because it's gonna happen.
Yes,
Yeah.
email it to us. Our email's in the bottom.
Yeah, if anybody is listening besides Sandra, well, and
Okay.
Sandra, if you see a church being sponsored by a company, go ahead and send us that video so we can check it out. So I'm pretty sure it's already happened,
It has to be, yeah.
and now that's the way it's gonna go now.
Because events...
Well, think about it. Remember we were talking about politics in the church.
Yeah.
Think about election season now. That's a big way that politicians are going to give churches money, and what's going to happen is that they're going to run their commercial ads on them. You know, it's a donation to the church, and that's what it'll be too. It'll be a donation, but in order to get that donation, you need to run this ad. I mean, that's where we're headed, man. I mean, and that's how you know a church is soft. If you ever see a church, do not go to that church if they do that. And whoever follows suit, stop going to that church. So yeah, can anybody else think of anything else?
What's your FUD report?
Oh god,
What's grinding FUD's gears?
nothing really.
Nothing at all?
Well,
There you go.
I haven't been paying attention to really anything outside,
Cause you live under a rock.
pretty much. I've just been in my new job. They finally switched me over, so I'm officially an IT security analyst.
Woohoo! Do the
Security.
clapping.
Thank you very much.
Security.
He's
I like to
taking
thank
us out.
God.
He's taking us out.
Well, when I
check.
get paid, but I haven't gotten paid. They owe me like a month worth of money because they haven't paid me.
Did you calculate that already? How much it
No,
was?
There's
I
gonna be a
don't
lot of
know.
taxes out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of taxes. But anyways, yeah, I mean, but so I haven't been really paying attention to anything else. I still need to study more, and it's like, well, I mean, it literally is starting a new job, so yeah, I'm starting from scratch. I need to learn a bunch of new things. So I haven't been really paying attention to a lot of what's going on in the world. I mean, at work they were talking about the was it the submarine that they found?
Remains.
Yeah, the remains. Yeah,
Quotation.
but
I'm like, how could they find remains if, like, legit scientists say when it imploded, they turned into mush, basically.
yeah, pretty much.
So what
All
they
that
find?
pressure.
So
Yeah.
you're trying to say that these rich folks that were down there did something on purpose? They
I
were
don't know.
taken away in a submarine. Or
A
something?
theory,
Or-
a theory I've heard is that somehow they're still alive.
That's what I'm saying. That they kind of faked their death for something.
Yeah, could be.
The end is near.
The end is nigh.
Everybody's saying it was a dumb thing. Why did they do it? And then see how many smart people were in there.
Yeah, there was like 2 CEOs.
And then I thought it was a
Kid.
glass, but it's just the screen with the little control.
Yeah.
Okay, who's gonna want to go down there that much risk for that? It's just a camera. I could see taking a risk if you're actually it's a glass.
But
I
it
could
can
s-
be a glass because glass wouldn't withhold the pressure.
I know,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, what is the point? Like, why endanger yourself just for a little remote and a TV screen? when you can
Because
do
it's
that on
rich
top?
people that don't have anything else to do.
No, I'm
They've done
thinking.
everything else.
I'm thinking it's something else. Like, why would they even get on there?
Because it's rich people that have done everything else and they need something, a dangerous challenge to do.
No, I could see the going to
They
space.
need to spend their money somewhere.
Mhm.
The space is actually worth it. The water.
Should have
Yeah,
done space instead.
Well, don't you know that we're in the firmament?
What's that?
Oh, he's talking about.
And
the
then we're
planets.
in a flat earth.
Yeah.
Oh,
So how do you go out of
God.
space? Come on, man.
But they have.
In
Did
the
they?
Studio.
Here we go.
I can say that. I can think maybe the moon landing was fake.
What?
Everything else after that, they have gone. Because remember they're fighting with the Russians, so I felt like they just did that, and then after that, the other people are the ones that went to the moon, but maybe not the first one.
And I also believe that World War II was to stop Germany because they were way too technically advanced than we were. We're definitely getting canceled.
We'll just start another podcast.
Sure.
both.
Culture Church.
Yeah, the Germans were way too advanced, like super advanced.
Yeah.
But I also think, I mean, tinfoil hat theory. It could also be that the Germans were taking a bunch of psychedelics, and supposedly that's like a gateway to the mind more deeply. You see people and supposed demons and elves and stuff.
Ooh, is that why you think drugs are illegal? Because the government knows their capability?
Yeah, I think so.
Capability of what?
Like, see
Like
things.
unlocking the mind further.
In a bad way though.
Yeah. Like
For
you can only
them, they
go
think
so
it's
far.
bad. They tell you that it's bad.
Yeah.
But you can only go so far, no? Like, can't you
Well,
just
we
die?
don't know
I mean,
because
obviously
they stopped all the research.
Oh.
So why would somebody stop something from being researched?
They don't want it out there.
Good. Yeah. I get it.
Like, obviously, you're not going to unlock the mind with, like, heroin, crack cocaine. Things that are made in a lab, probably not.
Yeah, no, this is natural stuff.
Like psychedelic, marijuana, LSD, shrooms.
I mean, they even write about people like in the Jesus era taking psychedelics.
Yeah.
Mushrooms.
What?
Yeah, but that can be another topic
Yes.
because I know Manny has a lot to say.
Oh, what about drugs?
Yeah. He doesn't believe that Jesus took mushrooms.
Did he?
You think so?
Why would he take mushrooms?
See, he has a lot to say.
Have y'all done any of that? Smoked?
No.
No.
Same.
For official record, no.
Oh, yeah, allegedly.
Well, I haven't.
Just in high school. I did it once only because I think it was when I was in
McDonald's.
McDonald's, yeah.
Everything happened there.
Yeah. Well, everybody would come in
We got
high.
saved at McDonald's.
I know.
Everybody would come in high.
Of
And
course.
because you worked in a fast food restaurant,
You're hungry.
you're hungry and you can eat there.
Mhm.
So, but no, I think we're getting out. And one guy, I was leaving. And then one guy just won. So I did it just to do it.
One hit.
Yeah. I didn't do
He
anything.
became Snoop Dogg after.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I don't remember what happened afterwards. But
You probably got high.
And then I got high.
yeah. But other than that, no, nothing else.
Same.
But
Smells nasty.
yeah, I mean that could be the next topic. But I mean, yeah, that's currently what's Grandma gears. It's been the report. Anybody have any other concerns or anything they want to talk about? What's going on with their lives, Manny?
Anything grinding your gears?
Mm,
What's up in the VO world? How's that going?
terrible.
Like Charles Barkley. Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. Well, all right.
wait. You didn't go with the All-American beef rib.
Oh yeah.
What's new with you?
Nothing. I got a new job.
Ooh.
What?
Mm-hmm. At his
The woo.
the produce company.
Ah.
I'm gonna cut fruit. No, I'm just kidding.
That means I can quit the federal government. And she's going to support me.
Heck, I'm waiting for you to support me,
Wow.
bruh.
We just need to win the lotto.
Honestly.
Mhm. So I'll be out of the sun finally.
All right. Well,
That's it.
thank you so much for joining
didn't
us
ask him.
on this.
So close.
So, JP, what's grinding your gears?
Everybody.
Every passengers that don't know how to listen and follow the rules. Ugh.
Well, how about those passengers that believe there should be no TSA in the first place?
Well,
Amen.
they could take the bus. They could take an Uber. They can walk. They can ride their bike. We're not there infringing their rights.
This is America.
They
You
could
have
take a-
no right.
Some
to
would
search-
say TSA is an infringement.
That's right.
We're not infringing your rights. You have a right
You
to
are
travel.
literally standing between me and the plane.
But I
Yes.
don't want to get blown up.
making sure an IED doesn't get on that dang plane. You know how many IEDs TSA found last year that the media doesn't know about? That I'm not going to say because we can't say. But the media doesn't say anything. Why? Not to scare the public.
Because the FBI did it like everything else.
Yeah.
So
The
TSA
government's doing
rather take the oh, y'all don't do crap than pull out the list of IEDs
I
we
don't
found.
believe that. I don't believe that at all. It's all a conspiracy.
It's just another.
They're telling you what
it's,
you want to
it's
hear.
It's another the government agency that was made up so they can launder money.
Look,
Yeah.
think what y'all think, but when
What?
y'all pay,
It's another alphabet company or
Or
agency.
look, I don't care what y'all think, but every time y'all pay y'all's taxes, y'all are giving me a check.
That's
So,
what the government would say.
thank you. And speaking of paying taxes, because of y'all, we got a raise. So now I went from 21 to what 27 an hour.
Y'all, you mean him? Because we get money from them people too.
Oh yeah, I pay your salary.
Thank you, Abra.
Thank you so much for joining us on the 10th episode of Church Culture. I am your co-host. Yeah,
that's it.
that's about it. Yeah, thanks so much for listening, Sandra, and whoever else wants to listen. But next week we'll come up with another topic, and if you have any topics that you would like us to discuss,
We should bring Sandra out one day.
We will.
Maybe we'll think about or talk about having guests on the podcast. But yeah.
Maybe we'll have Michael's wig on.
Yeah, right. Like he would ever.
Come over here.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks so much for listening. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for rating. Y'all are the best. Have a good afternoon and see you next week.
Peace.